What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the Us vs. Them YouTube channel. I'm your host, Vince, and we're going to break down the next fight for the UFC Fight Night we have at the Apex this weekend. We got Timmy Cuamba versus Benardo Sopaj. Right now, Cuamba is sitting at a plus 134 underdog, and Sopaj is at a minus 172. He's a favorite. Before I get to this breakdown, if I can remind you guys, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, all that bullshit. We want to run this up to 150 before the weekend. But yeah, fuck it, let's get into it. You know, this one's really hard to pick. I've been going back and forth on it. You know, I'm pretty high on Timmy Cuamba. I do think that he's a tough fighter. He's a durable fighter. And I've watched him, you know, since he's dropped down to 135, you know, have a lot of success. And also, you know, in the one fight that he's had since this channel's been around, we actually picked his fight accurately. So, you know, I think I'm pretty good at picking Cuamba fights. I got a pretty good read on him. But like I said, I like the fact that he's dropped down to bantamweight. He's got a bigger frame for bantamweight, but he seemed a little too undersized in his first two fights, especially in his first fight against Blasiaki at 155. So this him dropping down to bantamweight has been a really good thing for him, and I'm really excited to see what he does in this one. Sopaj, on the other hand, he's going to be the more slicker fighter. I think he's going to have a speed advantage for sure. He might be a little bit shorter in this fight. And typically you'll see if shorter guys looking to kind of pressure forward and push the pace a little bit and get on the inside. You're not going to really see that with as much as Sopaj. I think in this fight, we're going to see Cuamba going to be the one looking to initiate that kind of those exchanges. He's going to want to be looking to get those boxing exchanges. And I think you're going to see Sopaj more working on the outside. And obviously, he's going to be looking to initiate the grappling. In the first two fights he's had in the UFC, he's been able to score takedowns and utilize his grappling. He did it in the Ricky Turcios fight in his last fight, and obviously he got a decision win there. But even in the Vinicius Oliveira fight, he was using his grappling the first two rounds and was doing well. And up until him fucking fading and gassing out, he was on his way to a pretty comfortable decision. So he's going to be looking to implement his grappling in this fight. There's no doubt in my mind. I do think that, you know, with Cuamba being the bigger fighter, and obviously, too, he's got the better boxing. He's got the power. He's going to have the power advantage, too. So, you know, in fighting, you know, the one thing that's a good defense for those, you know, for the takedowns is your fucking hands. You know, if somebody's shooting uppercut or whatever, or just keeping them at range with your boxing. You know, so I think the power is going to help him, and having the bigger frame is going to help him. So I think he's gonna do decent this weekend at defending takedowns. But the one thing we also know about Cuamba is his ability to work back up to his feet. He doesn't accept the bottom position. We've seen that in his past UFC fights. When he gets in the bottom, he doesn't accept that, and he does do a good job of working back up. So you like seeing that. So I do think that if Cuamba if and when he is taken down this weekend, I think we're going to see him work back to his feet. I'll be honest with you guys, my first reaction to this when I saw the line was to pick Cuamba, and I think, you know, the more I've done my research, the more I'm digging into it. You know, I don't want to force a pick for you guys. I understand that he's the underdog, but if I pick him and say that I think he's going to win, I think I'll be forcing that pick a little bit for you guys, and I don't want to do that. I want to give you the best pick possible. I do think that Sopaj is going to get this one done this weekend, but I foresee, if he does, it being a really gritty fight, a really closely contested fight, 29-28, or even a split decision style fight. And with Sopaj being at plus 160 right now for him getting it done this weekend by decision, I don't really see a lot of value in that. If you're looking for a long shot in this fight, I think there is a long shot opportunity here. Sopaj, he's not really known for submission abilities. I guess if you look at his record, he's not really known for that. But like I said, he's going to be looking to grapple. So if you're looking to grapple, you're either looking to ground and pound or get a submission. It really is kind of that simple, you know. So the Sopaj right now by submission is sitting at plus 900. And for a fighter that I do think is for sure going to get takedowns this weekend and for sure going to be looking to grapple, him to get it done by submission at plus 900 is crazy. So I think there's a lot of really good value in that as an underdog. When Cuamba is going to be working back to his feet in those transitions, those are the times where his neck's going to be the most exposed and the most vulnerable. So there's going to be front choke options available, and obviously he's going to be he's going to have his back exposed too. So Sopaj is going to be able to, he's got really smooth back takes, so he's going to have an opportunity to do that, get on the back, and get around the throat and get a rear naked choke finish. So in those transitions, I think Cuamba's neck is going to be exposed. So plus 900 for the submission prop. There is a lot of sneaky good value in that. But like I said at the beginning of this video, I've been going back and forth on this fight, and we still have some time until this fight actually happens. So I think I'm going to keep going back and forth on it up until the time I actually give you guys my parlays. So I don't even know if it might find its way on a parlay. It might not. We'll have to see. So stop by for the parlay videos to see which way we go on it with it, and if it even ends up on a parlay at all. That's all I got for you guys in this video. Stop by for the next one. We're breaking down Veretennikov versus Chaos Williams. That is definitely going to be a sick fight, or it should be. Has potential to be. So stop by for that one. I see money-making opportunities. And yeah, that's all I got for you guys. And I'm the fuck out of here.